Good afternoon and welcome to the regular board meeting for Hollister School District. We will call the meeting to order at 5:04 and I'll take roll call. Trustee Grist is absent. Trustee Martinez is absent. Trustee O'Connor?
Present.
Trustee Toasty?
Here.
And I'm here. So do we have any public comment for closed session?
No public comment.
Okay, great. So we will convene to close session also at 5:04. Welcome back to the regular school board meeting for Hollister School District. We're calling the meeting back to order at 6:08. Can someone lead us in a flag salute?
Yes, I can do that. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, item 7 is community and student staff recognition.
Good evening, board and community. We have a small presentation for this, PowerPoint. In the meantime, I would like to just welcome everyone and have us know that there's agendas in the back, there's seats here in the front. You're welcome to take a seat and join us. We're super excited to be able to share some information tonight and recognize the beginning of our school year. So we would like to thank our Hollister School District community and community as a whole. We can move forward. We have had a great start to the school year, 23-24, here we come. We started school on Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days in, but who is counting? And we're going. 176 days left is what I'm hearing from row 2. It's like an auction. All right, we can move forward. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone that has helped get our schools ready. Throughout the weeks leading up to the school year, as we drive around town, we see cars in the parking lots, we see staff. We see staff at the district office preparing for our students. We see our families excitedly, at Target, at the store, getting ready. I had a parent ask, when is the first day of school? Almost, it's almost here. And it has come, and students were so thrilled. The bottom picture here is at one of the schools that had the playground replaced and completed. And then, of course, at the top, students enjoying their lunch. So it takes everyone. It takes the entire Hollister School District community, both our certificated staff, our classified staff, and our administrators to make this happen. If we could move forward. A lot of excitement, a lot of activity. Keep moving forward. A lot of good things, students touring schools, students getting to know how to use the playground structures and so on. And this would not be possible without our staff. If we can move forward. And I want to recognize that a school district is not successful if it does not have the partnership of the families. So all together, we're here as a school system, but we're also here supported by our families, which I'd like to thank for the trust that they have with their students and our work that we do with them. We look forward to an excellent year. In the months that proceed after this meeting, we will have our schools be presenting recognitions. This is simply a brief one to get our school year started and to thank our community for the partnership. And we look forward to an exciting school year. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, item 8 is closed session announcements. And there are no announcements from closed session. So item 9 is to approve the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. And I'll second it.
Okay, great. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and no opposed. For those who weren't here earlier, trustees Grist and Martinez are out for today's meeting. Let's see. Public comments.
We have one public comment, and Maria Spandry.
So thank you so much thank you board for letting me speak. So former Hollister employee, school district employee. So it gives me great joy to be able to come to you and recognize one of your teachers. She is a very quiet person, and she knows why I'm here, and I'm sure if she hasn't figured it out. So I'm the commander for the VFW Post 9242 here in town, and we have a Teacher of the Year program with the VFW. So we have different levels. The different levels are for post. You go the rounds. We have our committee. We pick the best teacher. We have K-5, 7, 8, 9 through 12. So we have 3 different teachers. And the next level would be at our district level, but they compete against 13 other districts from King City all the way to San Francisco. The next level would be state and then national. So the teacher that I have for today is Evelyn Sackow. And so I'm going to make you come up with sorry. And so Evelyn and I have known each other for a long time. I invited her family. So Evelyn and I have known each other for quite a long time, and I've always seen how she really does help us with our veteran community, and going as far as helping us with our packages for the soldiers. And that is something that we really do appreciate, because of her diligence and keeping up on us and helping us, we're able to send about 50 packages every 2 months. So between what she gives us in other schools, she's one of those silent heroes that you all will probably, she's sweet, but you don't realize how much she contributes to the community. And so that's one of the things that I wanted to make sure that you all know. She's a huge asset to you. So she's been a teacher since 1997. During her time as a teacher in Hollister, she strives to teach her youth and what veterans have sacrificed. She helps build the bridge between our youth and our veteran and active duty members. She teaches basics what patriotism is. Evelyn has been an active member of the community and is a strong supporter of our VFW Post 9242. Some of the programs she's helped with are our annual handmade thank you for your service placement, for Veterans Day lunches. So if you see some of our Vietnam vets that never really were thanked, for them to get a hand-drawn placemat to sit, it's really eye-opener, and it's just really heartwarming. We sent about 22 of our veterans to Washington, D.C. with our honor flight, which was huge. So they made posters for us and more named, and I still have glitter everywhere, but it's okay. And that's what the kids like to do, it's fine. Annual letters to our active duty service members for Christmas. So in our packages, she has students write notes of thank you for your service and puts them in the packages. And then of course our annual snack drive for our care packages. So we calculated, and it was like over 150 packages she's helped contribute to. She helps us set up assemblies for K through 5 to teach proper flag etiquette and what each fold means with our honor guard. We are humbled by her heart of gold, her selfless contribution to our veterans and our active duty service members makes her an ideal candidate for our award. So since you won at our level, you can get $250, and then the district gave you another $250. So you went to $500 for this. And so I'd like to present you with these certificates. One from the district and check for both of them. So there's that. And in the military, when we find somebody that's exceptional, we offer challenge points so that we challenge everybody that's in her room and anybody that's around to strive to make sure that we are community members. We really reach out to be good, solid community members. And so we challenge each of you, but congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Maria, for everything that you do.
Okay, we're on to reports, and report 11A is a report on migrant summer program, and Patricia Martinez will be our presenter.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations, Evelyn. When I walked into the room, she was already asking me about the interventions at her school and if I had any ideas and funding. So she's awesome to our program as well. Good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendent, and educational community of Hollister. I'm Patricia Martinez, and I'm the migrant coordinator, and I'm here to present a summary of our summer services for migrant education for the summer of 2023. Okay. Oh, Lord. I think this is the hardest part. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. The services that we provided this summer were case management, the packet programs, Dino Days, early literacy days, soccer camp, educational excursions, and vision screenings. Our case management began with the registration for regular district summer school. So our liaisons and the rest of our staff helped families register for the district summer school and taught them how to use the QR codes and the RSV process electronically as well. Then they conducted phone check-ins with the families and with the students, and like throughout the year, they also supported our families with needs such as housing and transportation, food insecurities, and so those services never took a pause over the summer. Our theme this year for the program was Jurassic Camp. Students read culturally relevant expository text. They read articles about Lupe, the mammoth that was discovered in San Jose. They read articles about the new dinosaurs that were discovered in Mexico and made connections to their own culture and worked on creating that cultural self-pride. They applied science vocabulary and they learned about dinosaurs and also the branch of science of paleontology, and hopefully it will inspire some of our students to go into the sciences or maybe just really like dinosaurs like I do. We offered 2 packet programs. We had a huge demand for our packet programs, so we had to go virtual by grade span. And we yielded to the regular district summer school and gave them our teachers because we knew that there was a need for regular summer school teachers. And we hired 2 amazing substitute teachers that taught the lower grades and then the upper grades. And so we were able to offer virtual classes with the packet program. And then we also offered a guided independent study packet if they could not meet online for various reasons. And then we offered families the options of picking up their packet or having a home delivery. So that was really important. Mm-hmm. As some of you know very well, our services for migrant families for students begins at 3 years old. So for our youngest migrant kids, our students, they attended Dino Days. And these were literacy workshops where students attended with a parent, a family member, or our staff substituted, because what we did was we arranged for even students who were in daycare, we arranged the drop-offs and the pickups with their daycare provider. So the 3 and 4-year-olds were able to attend early literacy workshops alongside one of our employees. And so they learned all about dinosaurs, as well as they practice early school readiness skills such as cutting and tracing and coloring. We had a great turnout over that February ski week for our soccer camp with the Hollister Soccer Academy. So we decided to offer it again during the summer, and we had a huge turnout. And so the students learned all about the basic skills of soccer and competitive moves as well, and also received a STEM activity book all about soccer. Our program is really famous for the field trips, so our parents were wondering where we were fitting that in this summer. And so students that were in the Packet program got to apply some of their knowledge by going on these educational field trips. And then we also offered a standalone program where students were able to come on to the field trips, and then they received a packet there that went alongside with the venue wherever we took the field trips. And then to accommodate our families, we did offer grade spans, because sometimes families can't send just one student. They have to send the older brother and sister. So we made accommodations and considerations for the needs of our families and our kids. Students visited the Lupe Mammoth exhibit at the Children's Discovery Museum. They participated in a lab, and they also watched the IMAX video Dinosaurs of the Antarctica at the Tech Museum of Innovation in San Jose. And then they also explored the largest dinosaur exhibits at the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco. Our recruiter and Maria Duarte and our regional recruiter, Cindy Camilleri, teamed up to conduct vision screenings. And they did this to capture the students that were leaving before our program started or the district program started. So we know that we have students that are mobile that leave for the summer to Yuma or to other parts of the United States or even to Mexico. So we made accommodations for them, and we had them participate in a vision screening. And then we also teamed up with the Family Giving Tree Foundation and gave each student a backpack filled with school supplies after the vision screening. And then our recruitment team, for the first time ever, provided an informational booth at Kids at the Park, and they recruited some families there. Because of the hard work of the migrant team and our two wonderful substitute teachers, over 560 students were served. So we served 566 students, 124 more students than we did when we had in-person summer school. That's about 67% of our population. And our reporting doesn't close till September 15th, so that number even reflects an increase. And I would just like to thank Neva Martinez and Nubia Soto for being just the most flexible and awesome substitute teachers who just came in and ran this program. We also like to thank some of our partners, the Family Giving Tree from San Jose for giving us the backpacks filled with supplies, transportation services that were very flexible. We had to hire charter buses, but then at the last minute, we had to hire a bus, and Noelia was wonderful at accommodating our request. And then also nutritional services for always accommodating and giving us food bags for kids that were going on the field trips, and that was very important for some of our kids who need a little extra in the summer. We also like to thank Madrid Designs for the awesome t-shirts that everyone's been asking me about. They're so awesome. They've been requested. She was amazing at filling our order in a very timely manner. And as always, we'd like to thank you for supporting our migrant students and our families. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It sounds like it was a wonderful experience and I'm impressed.
Great job.
It looks like you have a lot of accommodations and a lot of flexibility for all ages. I appreciate that. I think that's a great program that you have there. Also, I'm really pleased with the vision screen that you do. And don't forget about the hearing.
Right.
Audiometrists, slip one in there. That would be great too. So thank you, Patricia.
Thank you so much.
The amount of students you served will drastically increase your migrant grant amount
Yes.
for the following year, so good job.
Yes, we were very shocked at the number of students who came out, and so we were very, very happy. Yeah, that'll help our funding for this following year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, item 11B is a report on social emotional support for 2023 and 2024 school year. Eliana Degalillo,
Yes, good evening.
welcome.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Sanchez. I'm trying to get this to my level. All right, so we are starting off the year fully staffed. We're excited about that. We have a social emotional team member at each site. So we're welcoming back our team members. We have Erica Cortez at Calaveras AAA. We have Elizabeth Alvarez, Sarah Vista, Lucia Ademan, HDLA, Rancho Santana, Serena Salinas, Aro Hardin, Yesenia Sanchez. Sunny Slope, we have Adriana Gallegos. I will be at Lab Lane, and this year we welcome Nora Dozal from the Office of Ed, and she will be supporting Rancho San Justo and Mays. We will also have a student intern from CSUMB who actually starts tomorrow. So she will be helping us with all of our programs. So I wanted to just recap on last year. I wanted to make sure that we have that data. So these are from last year. We officially served with formal services 101 students, which broke down to 925 one-on-one sessions that we did. And for our informals, which is kind of like our drop-in services and our check-ins, we have 2,865 students served. So big numbers. Just wanted to review the roles and responsibilities of all of our SE members. We do a variety of activities. We do classroom presentations on SE curriculum. We have student drop-in support, informal student check-ins where we can just check in with the student for up to 3 times. We can also provide that short-term school-based counseling with providing that formal service, 8 to 10 sessions. That includes a student support plan. That is a goal that the student would like to reach as far as their mental health well-being. We also do mental health assessments and documentation for all of that. We consult with parents and teachers on how to support their students in a school setting and at home. Facilitation of restorative justice circles at some sites. We are the site liaison for community partners, which we'll go into a little bit later. We do professional development for staff. Sometimes at staff meetings, we're available for crisis support. We are going to be the main facilitators for the new 5150 reentry process after a hospitalization. We have monthly meetings with admin. There's a 2-way flow of communication. Staff meetings, we are now in charge of storing, CPS reports or safety plans to follow our HIPAA requirements. And we have monthly reports. So it seems like a lot, but we're doing it every month. So I wanted to review the multi-tiered system of supports just to explain to you a little bit about our tier systems. So tier 1 is when we talk about the classroom presentations, drop-in support, informal check-ins, and consultations. Those tier 1 level activities are available to about 75 to 90% of your site student population. If those services, if the student needs more, then we move into our tier 2, which includes our formal counseling and sometimes groups, and that will support 10 to 25% of your student population. Sometimes more is needed, and we will move on to tier 3, which includes crisis support, linkage to resources, and linkage to long-term therapy, which is about less than 10% of your student population. So we are working with some community-based organizations. We've been working with these organizations for last year and a couple years before. So we're working with behavioral health. They are in charge of the PATS program. They have 4 case managers at the time, and Community Solutions is actually funded through behavioral health. They have 3 case managers and a licensed psychologist to support. So we are working with them. We have their support for our Tier 1 activities at every site. Every site at least has one organization that are present once a week, if not twice a week. We're also working with the Central Coast Suicide Prevention to see if they can come out and do some presentations for our 7th and 8th graders at our sites. So we're working very closely with them this year. We also have some professional development coming up. We are hosting mental health first aid for staff. Our next training is September 14th and 21. It's a 7.5 training that you get a certificate. It helps you recognize early signs and symptoms of maybe upcoming mental health crisis, or even if just mental health concerns. It helps the mental health first aider approach, assess, and respond, and keep that person safe until they're linked with appropriate services. We started providing that training in 2021, and so far we have trained 135 of our HSD staff. The training in September, I can fit about 30 people. We already have 13 registered, so anybody's welcome to register. We're also providing trauma-informed practices for schools, and this is a 1-hour training available at staff meetings at each site. And this will teach staff on different trauma responses when it comes to mental health. How do we recognize our own trauma response? How do we recognize certain behaviors that students may be exhibiting that are just that they're in survival mode, right? We talk about the learning brain versus the survival brain, how to approach with empathy, and also recognize our own triggers to make sure that we can just continue to move on. Some upcoming events that we're going to be working on is Grief Awareness Day is actually pretty around the corner. It's August 30th. We will be, the SE team, we will be focusing on World Mental Health Day, and that is October 10th. We have Stop Bullying Day, October 14th, Trauma Informed Awareness Day, also in October, and then World Kindness Day. So these are all special days that we will be having some activities for the kids at each site. Do you have any questions?
Any questions or comments?
I think that's great. Good job.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. We're happy that you and your team are here and helping the kids. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Definitely, and it sounds robust, and I'm glad that you're fully staffed, and I personally would like to attend the mental health first aid, just FYI.
Yes, we would
I'm
love to
gonna
have you.
So, thank you.
We'll get you the info.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you. 11C is a report on the 2023 student performance and a brief overview of actions for 2023-24 school year. Dr. Colleen Myers.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome back. Although this is our second board meeting of the school year. So yes, let's talk about student performance. First of all, I want to say good evening, welcome, and thank you for your time. This presentation was put together by an amazing team of Ed Services. I have the pleasure of being a member of a team that is strong, diverse, and handy. As you can tell, we have Patricia is one of our members. She's kind of paved the way for us, but I want to just give thanks to Stacy Benura, Jennifer Miller, and Emma Beltry, who were not able to be here tonight. They also contributed to this presentation, and so let's jump in. This is a preliminary report on our performance. We have our demographics. We're going to review our demographics as of the end of the school year. We're going to go over our academics, some preliminary CASP scores that we have already, and some English learner progress, and then our local indicators. So our demographics, who are we these days? we have some changes. And just by the way, all these photos are of Hollister School District, so enjoy. Our enrollment as we left off was 5,680. We have, of that, English learners, 1,688. We had 16 foster youth last year, and socioeconomically disadvantaged was 2,970. What does that look like broken down? Our multilingual learners, aka English learners. Here's the breakdown by grade level. You can see that the reclassified students increase as the years go on, as they get older in our system, and that's excellent. That's exactly what we want. Jennifer Miller does a really great job on that, and we're not finished yet, so that's really good. So you can kind of see where they come to us as English learners, and then how we might be moving them to the reclassified, or how they may be initial fluent in as they come to us. That's always interesting information. Here's our foster youth breakdown. They're kind of all over the place, but good to know where we are supporting those students with those special funds, and where we might have those sprinkled throughout the district. Our socioeconomically disadvantaged data is really interesting to see by school site. There you can see not only the count, this is determined by the free and reduced lunch meals that are awarded by parents turning in applications, and the percentage by schools. Stop me at any time if you have any questions, okay? Then I included students with disabilities. This is something that we haven't really covered before, but I thought was very interesting because it does tell a story about our student population, a very special population in what we how we serve these students. So I thought I'd just include that as helpful. We have, of our enrollment, 808 students with disabilities, and they're broken down there. Okay, so how did they do this year? Preliminary CASP data. This is not embargoed, this is shared. We can find this information on our platforms, our SIRS and reporting systems. So about the preliminary data. Student score report percentage released at the time of report. We're not 100% done yet, so this is close. We have 99.06% of math and ELA turned in. We don't have any of the CAW, that's the adaptive assessment, has not been scored yet. To date, we have 99.52% of CAST, that's the science test, completed. Scores on those, we don't have scores for the CAW, and we don't have scores for the Spanish test yet. Okay, very preliminary. So once this may change, this information that we have, I'll present to you, may change as it gets to 100. Okay, so preliminary SBAC ELA grades 3 through 8. We're going to look at data a couple different ways today. I want to point out that there are the 4 bands. We have the exceeded standard percent, the met standard, nearly met, and did not meet standards. Before we start comparing, which we always naturally do, I wanted to point out the little star by R.O. Hardin. Their data is a little different because they don't have middle school. So they don't have the 6th, 7th, and 8th to go into that data set. So it's not really comparable to the others. We might find that their data is similar to the elementaries if we remove the middle grades there. So helpful to know. Any wonderings or noticings on that one? Obviously room for improvement. I'm excited that we have some triple digits in the exceeded standards on almost all of our campuses. That's really great. And then if you add the green and the blue together, we're looking at right around 1/3 of our students are on track. Consequently, we have about 1/3 that are needing extra support. We have a lot of work to do there. Math, and I'm just going to click back and forth for a minute so you can notice the change. So here's ELA and here's math. Math traditionally is a more difficult subject. Students will not perform as well as ELA there. So here are those noticings. You're going to see a larger red area for those school sites. Again, R.O. Hardin doesn't have those middle grades. Okay, and then the cast that's great, not a lot of red, right? So that's good. Our science teachers are working hard. Our elementary teachers are doing a great job front-loading science standards, so when they do take the cast, then they're prepared and they're showing what they know. And this, of course, is given in the 5th and 8th grades. So these kiddos were in person learning before COVID and have carried that through. And so now we're seeing, that they're still retaining some of that because it's a comprehensive test. It goes back through the grade levels. It's not just 5th grade standards, it's a cumulative. And 8th grade is a cumulative from all the grade levels. It's quite a lot of content. And it's cute to hear their comments. I learned this in 2nd grade. So then we take a look at the data and how it tells a story. And what's interesting as we decided to depict this data is that we decided to analyze it by grade level. So this isn't cohort data. This is 3rd graders last year compared to 3rd graders the year before. So it will really tell us how the instruction is being utilized and implemented, and how students can come in at a varied level and how they respond to that instruction from year to year. So you'll notice that there are several strengths. There are schools with strengths, and every school has a strength, and every school has a growth area in this on these charts. So just to explain the chart, anything above the line has exceeded, anything below the line needs support or is a growth area. And then you have the comparison of ELA and then math for the grade level horizontally. Okay? And then the grade level below there is 4th grade horizontally. So it's interesting to see commonalities between the top two are very similar, except for when you get down to Rancho Santana, where they flip for the ELA and the math, is kind of interesting to see how that has flipped. Down below, you see that there was a big need in Sunny Slope 4th graders, but not so much in math. So this will be very helpful. We're going to be doing some data conversations with admin monthly. And as we know, every site has its unique needs. So this will be really nice to have that meeting and sites be able to determine how they're going to respond to their individual data and really have a hand in moving forward. And then we go on to 5th grade and 6th grade here. Very interesting. So if you look at, so Calaveras, 6th grade, stellar. They did a really nice job with their ELA and math, so that's a great strength in 6th grade. What are they doing there? These are questions that we can ask and learn from one another. 5th grade, on the other hand, what's going on there? So there's just so many questions that we can unravel through this story that the data tells. Again, just noticing that there are strengths and weaknesses at every single site, which is good. We don't want everyone to, we don't want anyone to feel like there's no achievement, possibility for achievement there. So 7th and 8th grade tells a story. We're not going to dwell on this one. So, but again, you look at 8th grade, the math, that's really impressive where we have, more schools above the line than we do in ELA. And why is that? So that inquiry-based questioning, how can we improve this? What's going on in 7th grade where in the math altogether is a struggle? That's all of the elementary, middle grade, and the middle schools. It's very interesting to see that. Any questions about that data? It's a little different of a look than we traditionally look at, but we felt it was just a really great way to shine a light on strengths because everybody's got them. Okay, let's go on to English learners, our multilingual learner progress. Here's our composition of multilingual learners in a pie graph form, initial English learners, reclassified, and English only. This is on the California School Dashboard, information that is accessible currently for anybody who is curious. It's on California School Dashboard, and you can look it up. We had medium progress. 45.9% of our English learners are making progress toward English language proficiency. That's pretty good. It's pretty solid. When we look at the grade level data, it's making progress. And we've seen this before with Jen's presentations and whatnot, how we're really out, we're on a good track with our ELs. And then 50.3% are making the progress towards English language proficiency in the state. So we're not too far behind, but we're right in there. We're getting there. Then I included, or this was included, just what the LP looks like, and this is our new progress, monitoring how our students being measured as they go from level 1, that would be like very minimal English, then they go into your level 2, your 2 low or 2 high, then 3 low, 3 high, and then to your 4s. So that's the 6 LP levels that students are classified as. And then there's the graph there that shows the breakdown of our students that by level, by 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can see that we have a significant number in the purple area, which is down below, quantified down below. So we have 24.8 decreased at least 1 LP level. We'd like to turn that around so we don't have any digressions. But 30% maintained, which is great. And almost 40% progressed at least 1 level. That's what we want. And 7% or 7.6% maintained level 4. It's those level 4s, as you may know, that are really difficult to get past. But we've got a plan. We're working hard. As you know, we had over 150 or so reclassified last year. So, here's the data right here. Of course. So we had 1,573 students that were tested, kinder through 8th grade. 152 scored a 4 for potential reclassification. So we anticipate another a year of high reclassification rates, and we'll be seeing their LP scores very soon. So great job, teachers, for supporting. This can be attributed to the constructive meaning investment that we've made, our English learner programs that we're running after school. Of course, the migrant program is very supportive. So it's just a team effort, and I want to commend everybody who's involved. They're doing a great job. And then here's our local indicators. We've had this report before, but I want to just kind of memorialize it within the report today. So our average daily attendance in 2023 was 92.3%, and then we broke it down by our student populations. Very interesting data there. You can see that there's some target student with disabilities. We want to find out what's going on there, and how we can support them. So our English learners are right on track. They're a little bit higher than the average, which is great. Foster youth, that's really great, higher than the average. Our unhomed are right in line with the average there, as is migrant. So then we take a look at chronic absenteeism overall, district-wide. We know across the state, nation, world, globe, universe, that chronic absenteeism is the topic. District-wide, we were at 27.8. I think if I look to yesterday's chronic absenteeism, it was 4%. So maybe we can hold on. Ambitious, I don't know. Just keep going. So 27.8, there's the breakdown of our student populations that we focus on in getting really want to pay attention to them getting access to curriculum, coming to school, getting what they need there. So we'll be working with this. This is going to be chronic absenteeism, as you know, is a topic countywide. We have our collaboration with the high school. We'll be working with DA. This is the reason why we are eligible for differentiated assistance, DA. And so it's a good, we've been working on it last year. We'll continue to work. And it's all about student engagement and getting to the bottom of it, getting them here. We have suspension rates overall district-wide 3.3% last year. Then you can see the interesting data there. Our English learners, foster youth is 0. Our homeless is 3.6. Student socioeconomically disadvantaged is SED. Sorry, right, not explaining that earlier. And then students with disabilities, 4.5. Then we did a connectedness survey. So this is a variety. Some sites use their Capturing Kids' Hearts survey data. The state uses West Ed for the California Healthy Kids survey. It's given to grade 7 and grade 5. And we attempted to get it out. We didn't have the response that we've had in the past. This is something that we're going to try and improve earlier on in the year this year, so we have some data, because it is linked to the LCAP measures. So we want to make sure that we have that. We only had a 50% response rate in 5th grade, but of that 50%, was 71% connected. So there's that. And then we just had our SEL presentation. And so in 22-23, we had 925 formal sessions. Informal check-ins, 2,865. That's pretty good. Very good. That team is essential. I do have to call out the cat in the bed. That is a Hollister picture. We had a cat make itself at home on campus, one of our campuses, and he went into the mental health therapist, and that's where he sat. And kids, we thought we had a therapy cat. This is great. That Lane can have a dog. Sunny Slope can have a dog. Special Ed can have a dog, but Sierra Vista was going to be different. We're not going to have a feline. We found his brother, identical twin, and then and his owners. And then made his way, but I thought it was fitting because that was one of the mental health therapists' little pod that kids would sit in when they came in for sessions. All right, so real progress starts and ends with teams. We know this. Teams that are committed to taking one step at a time together. This picture right here is was taken on our onboarding day, our new teacher orientation day. And so I thought that was kind of fitting. They're here, they came in voluntarily, we paid them. Thank you, we gave them a tour on the bus. That was the very first picture. Got on the bus and toured, and that was great. We had little commentaries about, if you know what the Bolsa is and you're from San Benito County. So anyways, I wanted just to kind of point out our teams. This is our focus this year. So the team's comprised of 3 levels, more than that, but this is our organization chart. So we have our site admin meetings that are going to be monthly, focusing on inquiry, planning, implementation, and analysis of student performance. This is going to be site-based. We're going to lead them in a process much like differentiated assistance so that they can take that back to their site and then they lead that at their staff meetings and have conversations among their staff to improve student performance. We again have differentiated assistance, often referred to as DA, and that will be at the district level. We have site admin, we have teachers, we have intervention teachers, we have special ed representation. It's a great group, really good feedback. Some people in this room have been participated in that, and it's really a collaborative, healthy discourse in finding out what we can do for our students and getting everybody invested. And then we have our district-wide collaborations, and this will occur 3 times this year. These will be grade or subject level student performance focused, using inquiry, planning, implementation, and analysis. Because we have the unique situation this time around with DWCs, all teachers will participate in DWCs this year. We have the interesting factor of the middle grades at the elementary schools. So they may be self-contained, or they may teach subjects. So we're gonna have some, interesting groupings, and we really wanna make sure that we're supporting the teachers in identifying what do they need. Resurrecting those drives that are so essential, where we can share resources amongst one another, consistency across the district. So in second grade, it would be common to see very similar things as you go from school to school. So important. So looking forward to getting that planned and going. Team's already on it. And speaking of the Ed Services team, we have a new logo. You can't see the words right there, but we are committed to support, engage, inspire, and achieve, but they wrap around our little logo there. And I put just what each of those means to Ed Services. We support, we empower others to be the best that they can be. We want to engage, appeal to the diverse interests of others. This is across staff members, students, families, our admin. Who can we support with our skill set? Inspire, fill others with confidence and desire to do great things, and achieve, above all, attain student growth. So that's Ed Services, and we serve all, like I said, we serve students by focusing on curriculum, our extensions program, our intervention, language development, AVID, PBIS, CTE. We support families with parent education, communication and access, migrant services, and liaisons. We support staff with new teacher support, professional development, coaching, student study team, and 504s. We support administrators with program improvement, accountability supports with your SIPSAs, your SARPs, your school site councils, your safety plans, Williams, CSI, ATSI, FPMs, and your ABCs. So in all, we're ready. We are ready. We have a plan. Let us know how we can support you. The team is pumped up. They have made so much progress already in the little bit of time that they've been here since July. I'm so excited. Great team, and I hope that we can just share that support, and we'll see the benefits across all levels of our district. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but Colleen, you inspire us. Your team's doing a fabulous job, and keep at it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yep, I ask them every day, are you coming back tomorrow? They do. They keep coming back. So can't wait to get into the classrooms. I mean, just the organization, and it's amazing. So amazing. So can't wait to get that to the sites and teachers and students. So
Thank you. It's a pretty comprehensive report. Appreciate all the data.
yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. We'll have more data chats as they get finalized in the 100%. And as we have the admin meetings, I'd like to provide you an update on that too. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. I think.
Well, we're up next to
You know me.
report on 2023 summer programs. I should have known.
I know. It's like the five. Out of my
Jack of all trades.
Yep. Okay, so this is just kind of a summary of our summer programs. We had Patricia present the migrant. Some of this information has been presented before, but I just want to finalize it. This is what we did this summer. We had 836 engaged learners in our summer school. That's an entire school that came. We served these students. They had access to all of their core curriculum plus more. It was great. We had kids crying if parents picked them up early. They had fun. It was amazing. So we had summer school at 4 sites. We had Calaveras, Aro Hardin, Rancho San Justo, and Sunny Slope. There's the breakdown of the staff members that committed themselves to this wonderful experience for our students, our community partners that committed, and the migrant ambassadors that were helping also. So just fantastic group of people. I did not include, I don't want to overlook, special ed had an amazing group as well on Sunny Slope campus, and it was a really collaborative group of classes that would intermingle and share and whatnot. It was great to see the kids interacting with one another. Then for day camp, we had 562 engaged campers, so we didn't lose too many when they came in the afternoon. And that was so much fun, as you know. We're going to see some evidence from that. The day camp was held at 3 sites. If you'll recall, we took the Rancho San Justo Middle School as part of their leadership curriculum. We took them to the elementary sites. We bused them over. They had Community Solutions did a leadership component with them, and then they worked with the kids, and it was great to see them, coloring the side and, making connections with students. So important. So we had that. Let's take a look at some evidence. So here's summer school pictures. You can see it was busy. We did, if you'll recall, we did the one school, one book. So the elementaries did Humphrey, I think it was Humphrey, the hamster. Super cute. We had hamster cages, and I think Emma Veltri created a whole hamster maze in the NPR. So on the last day, the kids had to climb up over things and go around in a wheel, and it was so cute. So they just were so creative with this. And the kids, this was across the grade level. So kindergartners, if they had it read to them if they couldn't read it. And the upper grades, 5th grade, they would read. So it's really an incredible experience to see. Then we had day camp there at Calaveras. As you know, we had all those partnerships. We had robotics, we had art, we had movement, we had music. Just so busy, busy, busy. Here's some evidence from R.O. Harding. You can see a writing about Humphrey. They had assemblies together. There's some art samples. Just happy, busy kids. There's an example of the movement there, and some kinetics, that magnet on the upper left hand there. Rancho San Justo, this is their summer school. If you weren't here for the 20-pound taco story, I'm sorry you missed it, but they didn't read Humphrey the Hamster. They read the Taco Queen. And so that taco pinata right there, the student that guessed the weight closest got to take it home. It was over 20 pounds.
Whoa.
Yep, and we had to give him a ride home. We tried to get him to share the candy, but he wouldn't. So 20 pounds of candy for that kiddo. It was really fun. It was great to see those middle schoolers. Sometimes they kind of they're coming into their high schoolness, and it was cute to see. First day, Erica and I went out, and one kid very first day, put on his shirt, and he was like, I'm here. So it's so cute to see them just jump right in and participate. Then we had Sunny Slope, of course. They had math time, we had ST math, they had hands-on, and then here's some day camp clips. So exciting. So they had, we did literacy with the one school, one book, or one book, one school. They read over 2 million words in Footsteps to Brilliance, which is amazing. That's pretty good for, what was it? How many ever weeks? It was fantastic. Every single student that had a PAP level made progress. Yep, every single student. That was super huge. We wanted to make sure that they didn't digress, so everybody made progress. We had access to ST Math, which is a non-language dependent math curriculum that is an option for the state of California. It's quite pricey, but we were able to swindle a deal, and we had our English learners really just fly. It's all conceptual, no language. It's really great. That's the one, if you've ever seen it, with Gigi the penguin. And then we had STVIP, which was something new that we wanted to try down there below the 314 math objectives. This was a one-on-one tutoring where we had students within our classroom in small groups of 4. They would log on and then have a tutor virtually, but the tutor was alive, responsive to the needs of the students and building class lessons for them. The kids really loved that. It was interesting to see. We were kind of thinking, wondering how that was going to turn out. Hundreds of mixed media art samples created. We're gathering those up so that we can share them for everyone to see. We had music and movement. Everybody that participated, their attendance culminated to a big dance presentation, if you were able to go out and see that, and then daily music lessons. We had children learning how to read notes and write notes and put it together, and had little bands going on. It was awesome. And then, of course, the robotics was really successful. We had 9 lessons completed to achieve mastery of coding Lego robots. That was our collaboration with San Benito Robotics. They brought over counselors that are students at the high school to do robotics with our students. It was really great. They were, once they mastered it, then they did improv coding. Okay, make your robot follow this road or design or whatever, and the kids figured it out in the moment, and it was fantastic. We're hoping to continue some of these partnerships through the year, so it's not over. We're planning and scheming for during the year. So let's talk about that. What are we doing this year? We got rave reviews from summer programs. Now we have our ELOP program that we're going to provide this year. We've already started. To date, we have 733 students currently enrolled in extended learning. We have we set our bar high for summer. It was really impressive. And perhaps because of that, or just because of need in the community, we have a wait list that's incorrect. The wait list is increasing higher than mortgage rates at the time. We're over 400.
Wow.
So we have 417 or something on our wait list. We're going to be very intentional as we negotiate that enrollment. The priority, our core priority, English learners, socioeconomically disadvantaged, and our foster youth. We want to make sure that we reach them, we serve them, and they have this benefit. So it's not just an after-school care program, and I think that's where I had a mom on day one in my office, so excited. She said, I heard about this program, and now that I know that it's academic, it has a curriculum, it's not just babysitting, I can go get a job now, because my daughter, I trust that she can participate in this program, and it's of value to her with homework help. She'll be supervised, she'll be busy. She said, that's going to be huge for my family. We can have a second income. So I was blown away by that, and I'm so excited for those comments. It has not been a smooth road. As with anything, bumps in the road. But when you have parents that have questions and needs, and we want to make sure we support them. And then after a string of how many ever emails they reply, it's clear you really do care about families and students. Then our job is done. It's worth it. So we're really excited about this program. It's been a success. It's good. It's looks like HSD is doing something good, and it's good for students. It's good for families. Good for our community. So we're excited to get past that preliminary part and really into the meat of the program. And so we're looking forward to how that's going to grow, and so that we can serve even more students. We have one of those, we have ELOP runs at every single school site. I wanted to mention that too. So every single school site, their target is up 100 students this year, and we hope to grow it next year. The middle schools, of course, there's a little less of an interest, so we're shooting for 50. I think we're going to be there. That's it. So we'll see you next summer, everyone. We're going to take a break. No kidding. We're just back. These successful programs were brought to you by HSD students, brought to the HSD students by a tenacious staff from human resources, the rapid fire hiring, recruiting, all of that. Really want to thank HR, Ed Services, pulling it together, and of course nutrition as always. And then, of course, the unsung heroes, facilities, IT, the site admin, everybody that's behind the scenes. It takes the entire team to pull something off like this, and we did it. So, on to next year. Any questions?
Just the waiting list, is there any way to open up something else for them soon?
So we're going to be negotiating through that. We want to make sure identifying, of course, the target population, and then having conversations with sites. we're super impacted at sites. As you know, we're having conversations about expanding facilities so that we can expand that. There's obviously a need, and given that, you know, the program is a program, it's not a, you know, drop-in, and that 400 some people are like, I'm fine with that. The requirements that can be kind of difficult, you know, to some if they see, we're really wanting to expand it. So we're hopeful, and we'll see where we are in 2 months' time, 3 months' time, but absolutely. And I see this growing because of that funding is really capable of expanding.
Great, thank you, Colleen.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Sure. Okay.
Give us the mic back.
Great job. Thank you.
Okay, item 13 is our consent items. Can I get a motion to approve our oh, sorry. Oh, my goodness. Back one. This is my first doing this on the Chromebook, and I clicked too hard, I think. Item 12 is our superintendent's report, which we have moved up in the agenda so that people don't have to wait till the very end. And
Yes.
to that end, thank you,
Thank you, Brenda.
Superintendent.
Okay, so here we go. Let's see, is it going? Okay, Brandon will drive. So this is our enrollment as of last Friday, late in the afternoon. The ADA for those 2 days was 97%. As we can see, we have schools that range anywhere from 160 enrollment to our largest school, which is HDLA, 856 students, and everywhere in between. The grade levels are listed, and we are definitely keeping an eye on the enrollment, and those students that are not coming, where are they at if they're enrolled, and or looking at new students that enrolled. So we're doing well there. Attendance. With the attendance conversation, we have a new theme that we are working collaboratively with the high school. Last year, as you recall, the board had a joint board meeting with the high school, and we agreed that we would work on this attendance campaign. Our theme is you miss school, you miss out. Very just simple motto, but one that is easily, you know, remembered, and one that we can promote and remind students and families that it's essential for them to be at school. So we have this attendance campaign. We have messaging to families that is taking place. We issued some letters in the summertime. We will continue to issue some flyers, some posters, some messaging, in addition to the chronic absentee letters that get generated by the software system. We have definite language in the LCAP that addresses absenteeism. So it is something that we as a district have committed to, not only publicly, but also in our day-to-day activities. Our school sites are aware of this. Our work with the County Office of Ed and differentiated assistance also has to do with chronic absenteeism. And we are beginning our motivational assemblies with Hollister High School's leadership students. They will be coming onto our campus to promote school involvement, to promote school attendance. And if I remember correctly, it is Sierra Vista and Sunny Slope that will have the first two assemblies in collaboration with the high school. So they will be heroes when they come on campus, those big high school kids. Playgrounds, thank you so much, board. I have heard nothing but positive feedback from parents, from staff. The kids, the students were very excited when they went back to their schools and they saw the soft surface. I had a teacher tell me, now I can wear white tennis shoes to work. And I thought, yeah, that's so true. That's so true. It is a work in progress still. As we know, the work continues. We have one school, Sierra Vista, that is partially done, partially not done. But all in all, absolutely wonderful investment. And I just want to thank you again. This picture to the left, a super cute class, I think they may be kinders, I don't remember, but they were looking like they were sitting in front of the playground in awe, looking like we get to play there, and they were asking all the questions like, do I get to go up the slide, down the slide, and that kind of thing. And I thought, this is too cute, I have to capture this moment. So awesome. We also participated in an activity called Stuff the Bus. It's in conjunction with the County Office of Ed and United Way. I'd like to thank all of the staff that volunteer on a Saturday morning to go and work in the hot Target parking lot where the heat radiates off the pavement, but we get it done every year. We serve our families. Families come out that are in need of school supplies and a backpack, and we provide that service to them. All extra backpacks were lined up here in this room, and we had the wall closed for a little while, but they are out, I believe, at the school sites now and ready to go for students who need them. And thank you so much to those that transported them out to the school sites. If we can move forward. We have definitely all hands on deck. We have classified staff, we have County Office of Ed staff, we have admin staff that are moving boxes and loading the trucks. After our run there, I believe it's 4.5, 5 hours that we're out at the Target parking lot. Families get invited, but we don't turn anyone away. So I don't remember the exact amount, but I think it was well over 1,000 backpacks that we have been able to issue out. Awesome. So then also very exciting, middle school athletics. We are hoping and ready to get it start much sooner than last year. We've hired an athletic commissioner, and the middle school athletics program is in the works. We will be posting the first round of coaches in the very near future. We anticipate starting in the fall versus last year we started in the winter to get things in order. We definitely want to thank our previous athletic commissioner, teacher Don Smith. He did a wonderful job getting the program up and off the ground after it hadn't been available to our students for years. He had to do everything from taking inventory, ordering, following up with who's interested in being a referee and all those kinds of things. A lot of logistical pieces. And we're really excited to work with our new athletic commissioner this year, Eric Miranda. He's a teacher as well. And I know that he's going to do a fabulous job to provide sports for students. Our ELOP and ACES programs, as we've heard, are up and going. I know that the numbers have gone up, as Dr. Myers has indicated. We have 3 providers. Ourselves, which we're using the company Alevo, YMCA, and Youth Alliance. I want to just reiterate that the target populations for this funding, we've shared this with families as we've started to launch, a more expanded ELOP program, is that the target populations that generate these funds are English learners, foster youth, homeless, and low socioeconomic. So there are criteria, there are regulations that we as a district have to work with in order to ensure that we are abiding by the compliance aspects as we get audited annually for the requirements of these programs. We can move forward. Thank you. So we just had a wonderful welcome back to students and staff. This year we had a different approach to our welcome back breakfast. Our welcome back breakfast, instead of being at one site, was at every site, and this is major kudos to the student nutrition staff that moved 9 or 10 Blackstones all around and loaded and unloaded and made all the pancake batter, to feed I don't know how many folks, but they got all of us fed, and it was a nice intimate setting. I heard positive feedback where folks did not have to worry about parking at one school or traveling from their home school to the one school. They didn't feel rushed, and it felt more intimate, which was positive. At this school, I got to help flip pancakes at HDLA, and all of cabinet was assigned to different sites, and we had a great time. We had an administrator's training. That's the picture up in the corner there. We had school sites, open their gates with festivities and welcome signs. Someone at Cerro Vista was very creative and drew a shark, welcome sharks, right at the entrance of the school. And then R.O. Hardin down there had a lovely display for students to take pictures at and stuff. So if we can move forward. Signs all around, just welcoming students. To think that sites are busy, I think is an understatement, but to go above and beyond and create detailed welcome messages to their students like this is just, very admirable and appreciated. So we appreciate that for sure. And there's some more welcoming pictures and first day pictures. And I was telling Anne, the patience that her staff has teaching the little ones their student ID number so they can access the school lunch. God bless them. They are on it, teaching them the numbers and, okay, you press here and here. What's your number? It was pretty awesome to see. So we wish everyone in our community a great and safe school year. We're very excited. We have a lot of plans, as our Ed Services Department has shared. We have plans in all of our departments, and we really look forward to working with our community, our staff, and our students to bring those to fruition. Any questions?
No, that's great.
When will you know the amount of students? When's the cutoff that you will know?
Like the total enrollment?
Mhm.
So we look at it every day. I know that by day 10, we work with the sites, to make those proactive phone calls if students are not coming. But we let sites know that if there's absolutely been no communication or a student has not come on day 10, and they've been absent all of those other 9 days, then they're dropped.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
No, but a great presentation. We're
Yeah.
doing good things.
Yes, we're doing great things for students.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now we can handle the item 13, which is the consent agenda and the approval of the consent items, 13A through I. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve consent items A through I.
Do I have a second it?
Okay. So I'll do a roll call. Trustee O'Connor,
Yes.
Trustee Toasty,
Yes.
and I'm a yes, passes 3-0. Thank you. And now we're at item 14, which is the approval of board meeting minutes for July 25th, 2023. I'd like to move that we approve the board meeting minutes for July 25th, 2023.
A second?
Okay. Roll call vote. Trustee O'Connor,
Yes.
Trustee Toasty,
Yes.
Trustee Marks is a yes, so it passes 3-0. Now we're in discussion action items. 15A is a review and approval of notices of completion of various projects.
Good evening, board members, superintendent. I'm sure you've had a chance to take a look at these notices of completion and wonder why something is this old. It's because we work at the speed of government, which means that, and this is the way the state of California works, we apply for funding, we build our buildings, they say we're gonna pay you, they wait, in this case, it was 7 years for us to receive our modernization money, and now they're going back and trying to wrap those projects up. So, in wrapping those projects up, we are working with a consultant who's been helping us clean up all of our old projects. And the notices of completion came to our attention. And I will tell you that Lisa Wiggins in my department has dug, looked under every rock, opened every drawer, went through pieces of paper, tried to find these notices of completion that should have been done several years ago. And I would say that in my experience, it's not atypical that sometimes these things fall through the cracks, and it appears like this might have been during a transitional period. So in order to actually follow the letter of the program, we need to have the board approve these notices of completion. Granted, this stuff has already been done, we've already been paid for it, but we don't want the state taking money back. So this evening, we're asking you to review these notices of completion. Once you've done that, then Lisa will take them to the county clerk and they'll be recorded. It's another one of those formalities. Once they're recorded and we have that stamp, then we can send them to our consultant who will put them in the files for OPSC, and that'll be another box that we'll have checked off.
Okay, does anybody have any questions or need for discussion?
No.
Okay, can we get a motion to approve the notices of completion as listed under item 15A?
I make a motion to approve 15A, review and approve notices of completion.
And I will second it.
Okay, great. Roll call vote. Trustee O'Connor?
Yes.
Trustee Toasty?
Yes.
Trustee Marks is a yes, passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and, oops. 15B is a discussion and approval of contract extension with First Student for transportation of students with special needs.
The most recent contract that we've had with First Student was 3 years ago. It formally expired, but the contract allowed for 2 one-year extensions. And we are in the first of those 2 one-year extensions. And there is a 15% increase. I'm sure that it will be no surprise to anyone in this room that trying to find qualified school bus drivers is a very difficult task. As such, they are having to pay more money in order to actually attract and retain those drivers for our services and other services as well. And there's other increases that come with that, the cost of fuel and the surcharges and then the training. So we were able to negotiate this to only a 15% increase for the single year. We have 1 more year that is optional, but in the meantime, I've been working with Aaron and his staff, and we're going to go out for a request for proposal for transportation services so that we as a district know that we are getting a fair price that's out there. This is not to say this 15% is not fair. We need to do our due diligence to make sure that we can find a contractor that can provide our services at a competitive price, and it may very well be for a student, but that would be for something for the next school year, the 24-25 school year. But for now, we're asking the board to approve this contract extension for 1 year at a 15% increase, and I've given you estimates of what those costs are. It really does depend on the number of students that they are transporting and how many routes they're doing. As our student population increases, these numbers could change, whether or not that population increases in regular education or in special education. But these are what we feel are fair estimates for right now.
Okay, any questions?
No questions.
Okay, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 15B, discussion and approval of contract extension with First Student for transportation of students with special needs.
I will second it.
Okay, great. Roll call vote. Trustee O'Connor?
Yes.
Trustee Toasty?
Yes.
And I'm a yes as well, so motion passes 3-0. Thank you. And then item C, 15C is adoption of resolution number 8:2324, open new revolving cash bank accounts.
So this item and the next item are related. We were previously with US Bank, which became Union Bank. I know that's familiar to you because you just approved the signers for those bank accounts. But in the meantime, we have been having an extreme amount of difficulty during that transition getting what we need, not the least of which are checks. And so Lisa Wiggins, again from the business department, and if you're ever in the building, please stop by and say hi to her. She does a yeoman's job. Has been trying to work with Union Bank to get what we need in that transition. Unlike some transitions that have happened in previous years where one bank bought out another bank, magically behind the scenes, the old bank account number would work. This transition is happening far quicker. I can tell you from the traffic that's been coming into the business office, it is also affecting our employees and their automatic payroll deposit. So we are not the only ones. In this case, after trying several times to even sit with a bank manager to get what we needed and to deliver new signers, we had a discussion and we reached out to Mechanics Bank, and it was night and day in the way they received Lisa and the work that we needed and the accounts that we've got. And so they can accommodate what we need with a different type of structure of a set of accounts. which I'll talk a little bit more about when we get to the next one. But we are recommending as a business staff that we change banks. This resolution authorizes the opening of a new bank account, which is under the board's purview, and the closing of the old and the transfer of the remaining funds from the old to the new.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
I completely understand.
All right, can we get a motion to adopt the resolution 8:2324?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 8/2324, open new revolving cash bank accounts.
And I will second it.
Okay, roll call vote. Trustee O'Connor?
Yes.
Trustee Tosti?
Yes.
Trustee Marks is a yes, passes 3-0. And now for item 15D, adoption of resolution 9/2324. I can't read all of it. Open new associated student body bank accounts.
And it was these accounts that initiated everything. Now, we have 3 associated student body accounts, one at each one of our middle schools and one at HDLA. They all, by Ed Code, need to have their own bank accounts. And so those have been at the bank, and those typically do not carry a lot of money in them. Sometimes there'll be a lot of transactions, other times not so much. What Mechanics Bank can do for the district is to take a look at all of our accounts, which would be 3 student bodies and 2 district level accounts, the 2 that you just approved, and look at them as one set of accounts in looking at the number of transactions on a month, the number of deposits, the number of checks, and the aggregate balance. And so with that, it is going to relieve a lot of burden on the student body accounts themselves because the student money, and we want to protect that for student use as much as we possibly can. And so we are recommending, similar to the previous, that the board authorize us to open a new bank account, transfer all of the money from the old bank account, and close the old bank account.
Okay, great. Can we get a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt 15D, resolution number 9/2324, open new associated student body bank accounts.
And I will second that motion.
Okay, roll call vote. Trustee O'Connor?
Yes.
Trustee Tosti?
Yes.
Trustee Marks is a yes. Motion passes 3-0. And now we're at 15E, resolution number 10:2324, increasing revolving fund bank account balance.
All right, so this is the third leg in this whole transition, and our current revolving cash balance is $5,000. Now, that's barely enough to handle any emergency of any size at all, or more of a concern to me, particularly in this time of year, any payroll that we need to make good on. And what happens there is HR is doing their best to get people in classrooms, and they will start, and we'll find out about them after they've started. This is not a judgment, this is natural. We get teachers in classrooms as soon as we can. But our cutoff, for example, for this month for payroll is on Thursday. If in all that hustle and bustle, we don't know to get somebody into payroll on Thursday, and they've been working for a week, they expect a check, and therefore they should receive a check. This additional balance will allow us to respond to those when necessary. Staff has told me anecdotally, I can't tell you when it was, but it's at least within recent memory, where we had an issue like that at the beginning of the school year, and we had 3 people who didn't get paid, and we had to decide which one wasn't going to get paid. Now, that doesn't mean they didn't get paid, that just means that they didn't get paid on payday. We would have to do a warrant through the county office, which could be anywhere from 3 to 5 days, depending on when we know about it, to get that check back. Now, the county is very accommodating, but we want to make sure that employees are paid on payday whenever possible. Additionally, by raising our revolving cash balance to $15,000, where it's reimbursed every time it's used and maintains a $15,000, we know we have the minimum amount that's going to be required by Mechanics Bank, and we're never going to be worrying about service charges. We're covering all of the other bank accounts for whatever fluctuation might be going on there. So with that, we're requesting that the board approve this increase I will let you know that Ed Code would allow a district of this size with our expenditures $75,000 in revolving. So this is paltry compared to what it could be, and we are not asking for anything anywhere near that. But just so that you know, there are limits on what the size of a revolving cash fund could be for districts.
Thank you for that, that's important. I will move that we adopt resolution number 10, 23-24, increasing the revolving fund bank account balance.
I'll second.
Okay, and so roll call vote, trustee O'Connor,
Yes.
trustee Toasty,
Yes,
trustee Marks is a yes, it passes 3-0.
Thank you very much.
cash is king.
It's a good idea to get rid of those bank fees. All right, so item number 16 is board member reports. We'll start with trustee O'Connor. Do you have a board member report?
I've been researching grants that we could apply for, and I sent Superintendent Erica Sanchez a couple of grants that look really promising.
Great.
So somebody will look
Yep,
into those,
absolutely.
and we'll see where that goes. And then I know that chronic absenteeism is a big issue nationwide. And so I signed up to attend a virtual forum. It's a roundtable discussion with school district leaders and consulting companies throughout California. It's on Thursday, talking about chronic absenteeism and where it is and what districts are doing to overcome that. If I discover anything that is different than what we're already doing here, I'll be sure to share it with the superintendent. So working on that, but just kind of getting my feet wet and trying to figure out how I can help.
Great, thank you.
I was able to visit 2 sites on the second day of school, Orwell Hardin and Lad Lane, and the students were very happy. I was able to see the kinders come in, and what a wonderful thing, kinders to come in on their first that was their first actual day of staying. So it was great.
Wonderful. I actually have nothing to report for this month. And so let's see, item 17 is any future agenda items. Does anybody have any future agenda items? No? Okay, so there aren't any future agenda items. Number 18 is announcements and reminders. This Saturday from 8:30 until noon, we have a special board meeting where we will be setting goals for our superintendent for this school year and providing feedback. And so that's on board, and I don't have any reminders. Does anybody else have anything? No. Okay, great. So, item 19 is adjournment. Would somebody like to make a motion to adjourn?
Sure, I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Okay,
A second.
okay, great. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? We adjourn at 7:42. Thank you, everybody.